Vicis Interimo.
Vicis.
Vicis. I was listening to that loud clanking noise you were making over there.
Oh, sorry. Right. I didn't know you were...
We'll try that again.
The one hope. The only hope.
Vicis Interimo Show. 30 minutes to kill, more or less. We are a horror movie podcast with lots of freaking sounds going on. You're moving your glass.
Sorry, got to start over.
Your stomach, I'm not starting over. I've already done like 3 false starts already, so that stays in. Yeah, well, it's a horror movie podcast, and you made some horrible sounds over there.
Sorry.
We are a horror movie review podcast featuring horror, suspense, and psychological thrillers. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Podomatic, just about anywhere. Type in VICISINTERIMO.
They know where to find us. You know how they know?
How?
Because they're listening to us right now. They found us somewhere.
Well, if they want to tell a friend, they can say, oh yeah, they're on that other thing too.
You like them to know they have options.
That's right. I am Michael Mad Saxon Jones here with my lovely wife and co-host Lori. Our show generally has 4 segments. Laid to Rest, where we tie up loose ends from previous shows. A short review of our featured movie or movies, as a case
Today will be movies.
It will be movies.
And it might be a bit longer than 30 minutes.
I'm sure that it will be.
Yeah. You did say more or less, though,
More or less. Garbage in, garbage out, where we talk about any other TVs, movies, TVs? We talk about TVs? No, we talk about TV shows. Movies, books, or anything we may have caught in the last week or so. And we generally end with a crawling chaos, a topic or factor that we've never talked about on the show before. Sometimes silly, sometimes serious.
Almost always chaotic.
Like the rest of the show, chaotic. Absolutely. Yes. All right. Let's just jump right in here and listen for the gunshot.
Bang, bang.
Not the gunshot I was listening for.
Oh.
So, for Laid to Rest, really the only thing that I had goes back a couple of shows, and it was simply an apology for everyone in the UK that couldn't listen to our show on H2O. So yeah, that goes back a couple episodes to 344.
Wait, they couldn't listen to it on YouTube.
On YouTube, I was getting there.
YouTube sucks.
Well, I guess the fact that I use copyrighted music, but why only block it in the UK then?
I don't know.
It was Sandman.
I was going to say, and what piece of music was it?
Yeah, it was that from the Halloween
Mr.
movies.
Sandman. Yeah, why? Why in the world? The UK got mad at us.
I doubt that.
Gave you the smackdown.
But anyhow, you...
Plexiderm.
So,
Sorry. We probably should have not just muted the TV. We probably should have shut it off.
Obviously, because it's very distracting for you. We're doing a podcast here.
I know.
So forget that.
Well, it's more interesting to look at than just staring off into space.
Okay.
You need to dance or something while we talk.
That's not going to happen. Anyhow, anything to cover from last show? Anything that you want to take issue with? Anything about Linus and the Great Pumpkin or Mystery Man or...
I don't take any issues with Linus.
Right.
He could believe whatever he likes.
Okay.
I don't mind.
You won't suffer denominational differences with him?
No.
Okay.
And I do appreciate Lucy going out into the field and getting him, and he's laying out there shivering and probably would have been dead in the morning, but Lucy, who's always awful, goes out and gets him and puts him to bed.
All right.
That's the best part.
Bring it back around just to the show here. Anything to cover? Then let's move on.
Well, you asked.
Well, I was asking, did you have anything? Anyhow, before this goes completely off the rails.
That was, okay. That was something to lay to rest for the Great Pumpkin.
Okay.
I don't know. What was our movie last time?
Well, you've forgotten already?
Yeah, it must have been great.
It was the Limehouse.
That's right.
Yeah, the Limehouse Golem.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was great.
Okay. Before that, we've been
recording a little out of order and stuff, and I've been a little frazzled. Had other things on my mind.
Moving on, let's talk about Goosebumps.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
that's this month's movie.
Yeah,
This week's.
This week's. It's Halloween week, by the way.
Right.
And part of this was previously recorded because one portion of it was on the road. And actually, all of it was on the road.
Yeah, I was going to say,
I had to think about it.
What one portion wasn't?
Well, we saw one of them in the theater, and we saw one of them right here
in our
very own living
studio.
room. Oh, excuse me, back-end studio. But yes, it was all recorded on the road. Yeah.
Right. Yes, it was.
Okay.
All right.
Goosebumps.
Before we get into the movie, though, I want to thank our patrons. Those being at Lonely Bob, Big Al V, and Golda Fish. And with that said, let's get into Goosebumps.
Mom, are you positive that there weren't any other places looking for vice principals?
You promise you'll give it a shot?
I promise. And I looked into it. Legally, I can't live on my own until I'm 18.
So, you're the new neighbor?
Yeah, I'm Zach, by the way.
I'm Hannah.
Hannah, get away from the window now.
I gotta go.
Hi. Hey, we're just moving in.
You see that fence?
Yes.
Stay on your side of it.
He's a big teddy bear.
Don't take it personally. He doesn't really like anyone.
Yeah. Oh, Hannah's in trouble.
Oh, who's Hannah?
She's locked in this house, and her dad's a psychopath.
Does she have a friend? Whoa, The Abominable Snowman of Pasadena? These are all Goosebumps manuscripts. Why are these books locked?
Did you unlock a book?
Oh, no.
I'm sorry. I'll put it back where it belongs. Look, here it is. Look.
No, don't open it!
Nobody make a sound. The Abominable Snowman just crawled out of a book. That doesn't just happen.
You've just released every monster I've ever created.
What was that?
It's the Invisible Boy. Ow! He's such a cracker.
The only way to stop them is to suck them back into the books.
You've read them all, right?
Yeah.
If we know their weaknesses, we can capture them all.
We're the only ones who can do this. Oh my god, how'd you do that?
Sore fillings. I have a ton of cavities. When I was 10, I didn't brush my teeth for a whole year.
All right, everyone, find anything you can to barricade the doors.
We cannot let the monsters inside.
I just want to break the rules. What are you doing? Get me out! No. Keep going.
Come on, scaredy cat.
Gnomes?
Maybe they're friendly. Not friendly. Definitely not friendly.
I'm doing pulling weeds. Oh, that's...
I'm not sure how much of that I caught, but are you excited to be going to see Goosebumps?
Sure.
Okay.
Sorry, that threw me off.
I would imagine seeing a naked guy pulling weeds at the side of the road would do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yikes.
So,
Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to this.
is this going to be out of context and hard for you to do? Do we just talk about the second Ghostbusters? Wow. Goosebumps movie? Or do we talk about the first one first?
Well, that's the thing. I'm a little surprised we're doing this. Actually, I guess I'm not surprised.
You should never be surprised.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you want to talk about the first one now?
Well,
On our way to the movies, and then on the way back we can discuss the second one?
maybe. I don't know. This is going to be a lame on-the-road episode.
Why don't we? Because how much do you have to say about the first one?
So, I know little to nothing or knew next to nothing regarding the Goosebumps books.
Right.
The books, they've been little TV shows and so on and so forth. So, I can't make this turn here. I guess I can. Dare I?
Not from here.
Okay. Anyhow.
Oh man, see, we should have.
Too far back. Anyhow, so Yeah, I know nothing about the Goosebumps stuff, just that they were there, and I wish I'd had those when I was a kid. I had to search out the actual, coast-to-coast show.
And, of course, we're a little older than that, so
Yes.
we missed the boat there. But my niece was a good age for those.
Okay, and you were teaching, I was going to say preschool, but you didn't teach preschool, but teaching, kids.
Well,
You maybe come in contact with it more, or no?
no, not with the age kids I had.
Oh, okay.
No, it was strictly through our nieces and nephews, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did any of them read them? Were they, or no? Just you were just aware they were out there.
Yeah, I think so. I think Tara had some,
Okay.
but this is awkward. Hold on while I jump out and mail my package. You can sit here and
Musical interlude.
entertain the. Oh, okay. You don't want to? You can sing or something.
No chance
I'll
of
be
that.
right back. I have returned.
All right.
Did you sing while I was gone?
I certainly did not.
Oh.
I want to keep listeners and get more.
What
I
is
don't
that
want
guy
to.
wearing? What is happening around here today? It's a hot summer heat wave day today in mid October. Just saying.
Yeah. That global warming.
Everyone's out naked and in shorts.
Back to the Goosebumps.
Yes.
So
This movie, I guess we don't have to read a synopsis. We can just say it's Jack Black is in it, and he actually plays the author
R.L.
of
Stine.
Yes, R.L. Stine, the author of the Goosebumps books. And the story is that there wasn't a ton of explanation, but it is a quote kids movie,
Right.
so it wasn't overly complicated, but there was a magical typewriter involved. He could only do it with this one typewriter, but he could write his characters, his monsters, he could write them alive, to
Into
be
existence.
alive.
Yeah.
Yes, they will come right out of the pages. So I'm assuming he figured that was a really bad idea at some point. So there were locks on all of his manuscripts, and they were all locked.
Right.
Kept locked, and he spends his life protecting those books and making sure that nobody ever opens them.
Right. So
What'd you think of that as a story?
I liked it. Very simplistic, but we know it. I mean, that's not a complaint. That's just an observation.
Yeah, that's a kids' movie.
And it's more of a vehicle for doing a movie.
Yeah.
More than anything else, I would say.
And it kind of familiarized you a little bit with some of his books, because all of the monsters in this movie were from
his
different books that he's written. So
Right.
that was kind of fun.
And it was.
It made me wish I was more familiar with all of his books, because what is up with that floating poodle?
I know. See, little demonic poodle.
Yeah.
It looked like Elvira's dog from the
my
Elvira
gosh.
movie there.
Yeah, I'd like to know that poodle story. So I might have to try to get my hands on that one Goosebumps book. But, aliens, werewolf, abominable snowman, of course, Slappy,
All the
magical...
dummy.
Don't call him that. Don't call him that. Ventriloquist dummy.
Yeah.
There was all kinds of fun things going on in there. I think the gnomes were my favorite.
Okay.
So yeah, lots of fun special effects. Were they super great? I don't know, but it didn't matter. They looked pretty good.
Yeah.
It was great for a kids movie. Yeah.
So
I thought it was super fun. And of course, what'd you think of the young actors?
I thought everybody did a fine job for what
Yeah.
it was.
For what it was. Don't belittle it.
Oh,
They were fine for what it was.
Okay, I'm trying to figure where this fits.
Okay.
We talk about this would be, I think, a fine family film.
Absolutely.
Family horror movie.
Yes.
We talk about starter horror movies usually in a more negative way or somewhat negative way. Saying, well, this isn't really good for somebody that's going to be a hardcore horror fan or really want blah, blah, blah.
There's nothing wrong.
This isn't, I'm not belittling it or demeaning it in any way. I'm just saying that it's
You mean we speak of it in a negative way? That's not quite what you mean.
No, it isn't.
When there's a horror movie we go to see and we're like, well, it didn't quite hit that intense, it was a little bit watered down, so it might be a good one to show your kids.
Okay, yes. There's just levels.
It is a criticism, I guess, in a way, but I like when we find movies like that.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I don't want to totally freak out my little kids,
Right.
You don't want to scar them so that they don't ever want to watch something ever again. Because that happened with some of our nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
Some of them dove right in and didn't care.
Right.
And look at them now. Just saying. But yeah, you don't want to freak them out so much. So I actually like finding the ones that are genuinely scary and have a good story. But you could share them with the kids.
Right.
Of course, I don't mean 5-year-olds, but
right. So
this one would be a great one for a 5-year-old, though, because it was made for kids.
Right.
Yeah.
And so now we're going to see the second one.
Yes.
Okay.
And this one had a twist too. Did you like the twist?
Yeah.
I did too.
I did.
Wow, that's a pretty car color.
Okay.
Oh, and it's a Chevy, of course.
So I will have future will be. I've talked about with Alter expectations in a movie and twists and us spotting them coming.
Oh, I guess you said with Alter.
Yeah.
I'm like, you spoke with Walter?
No, I said by the time that folks are hearing this, they will have heard me talk about, if they listen to all the podcasts.
Okay, yeah, our last episode
previous episode.
Yes.
Okay, so
was Alter, not to be confused with the Alter.
Right.
Just Alter.
Or the Altar of Blood, or there's a lot of Altar movies.
I would imagine there's hundreds.
We've covered that by now. So my point will be, or has been, I've lost my point now.
What's your point?
My point was the twist.
Yes, twists.
There are twists. There was a twist in this.
Well, twists are always good.
Always good.
Always, if it's not a full-on twist, a surprise, or actually, Stine would have said this was a twist. He said every good story has, what did he say?
A beginning?
Yes.
A middle?
Yep.
And a twist.
That's right.
That was it.
And so did this movie.
Yeah. So...
Not a heavy twist, but...
Yeah, it was light. It was enjoyable. It was something that could be enjoyed with the whole family.
What did you think of Jack Black?
I always always like Jack Black in pretty much whatever he's in.
Yeah.
I don't like when he talks sometimes.
You don't like when his mouth is moving and sound is coming out?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's hit and miss, and it's,
he's great. In general, we love Jack Black.
I guess my general, and I don't want to alienate. I don't want to come down on anybody but the drug stuff.
Oh,
is what I'm referring to and stuff because on the one hand he is often in the kids thing.
He's always at the Kids' Choice Awards, the Nickelodeon stuff, and then in interviews he's promoting drug use and not just weed. I'm saying he's promoting it like he's sitting there going, hey, kids, go out and... No, he's not doing that.
Not doing it,
but he's speaking of it in a fun, positive way.
Right.
And he never at the end goes, hey, kids, don't try this at home.
Yes. Wait till you're 18.
Yeah,
wait till you're however.
Yeah.
That's what
I gotcha.
I'm specifically thinking about his interview.
You don't want him to be your kid's role model?
Right. I'm thinking of his interview with, what was it, King Kong.
Yeah, that was the worst one.
Because he complained.
That one made it in the news.
Yeah, that he had done so many drugs he didn't even remember doing it or something to that effect.
Come on.
I'm misquoting it, but anyhow.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be light and positive.
That's so juvenile. I could tell the stories he tells, but it's so far back in my life that, don't be a grown adult and... I
that
don't
doesn't need to be the pinnacle of your existence.
No, and if you're a role model and you're in the public eye and stuff, and a lot of kids look up to you and think you're great, just reel it in a little bit. Live your life. Absolutely. Do whatever you want. But, I don't know.
I think we've lost our train here on this movie.
You put us on this
Okay,
train.
sorry about that. But, yes, I like Jack Black.
Yes.
I enjoy much of what he does.
Yeah.
So.
I'm just mad at him because he won't put out a serious album. I know. He says he doesn't want to. I know.
Yeah.
But he has the best voice.
Yeah.
Singing voice.
Absolutely.
The best.
So, I was going to talk about the special effects in this. The special effects were...
I talked about that already. Why didn't you jump in?
Because you wouldn't let me put a word in edgewise.
Okay. I guess I'm trying to... Since you were talking about this being long and stuff, we're going to talk about 2 movies, so...
Move it along. Okay,
yeah.
I gotcha.
Okay, what about the special effects?
Just going to say that I agree that they were hit and miss. They weren't all great. They were done pretty well, but...
I didn't think they were hit and miss. I thought they were pretty consistent.
Okay.
Which ones did you think looked really good? The gnomes, because they're easy. Oh my gosh.
I'm sure none of this stuff is easy.
Clunking around on their little ceramic feet.
Right, and I appreciate the same thing that I appreciate in the Lego films and movies and video games, that they move at the scale and pace of their feet.
Yes.
So these guys waddled from side to side because their legs were cemented together in some cases.
Yeah.
And they could only move as far as the edge of their, their ceramic or whatever. So there were a lot of things that made this a lot of fun, and I think everybody can enjoy it.
Okay, and probably the special effects that maybe when you said hit and miss, the ones that were closest to being a miss were probably ones where you're trying to do like maybe the werewolf or the abominable snowman.
Entirely CG.
Things that are very articulated, and they're going to have expressions and lots of hair and wrinkles and a lot of detail.
Right.
They weren't super detailed.
Right.
But they looked good still, though. They weren't.
No, they weren't.
It wasn't Sci-Fi Channel movie quality. It was better than that.
I would hope so.
But they didn't want to dump millions and millions of dollars into this, into a Goosebumps movie, probably. Right. But we'll see what they do this time.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to that, and so I'm going to compare it to, and probably not fair, but in Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan.
My gosh.
CG, but they use so much motion capture.
Sorry.
They use so much motion capture and stuff so obviously they didn't spend that kind of money for these creatures. Well, I mean, like you said, it's a kids movie, and
it looked good though.
But it looked good-ish, but it's still
good-ish. Wow, it looked good.
I'm a tough sell when it comes to some of the computer stuff, and then
come on, no one's a tougher sell than me when it comes to CG. I wish it didn't exist most of the time. But for this movie, for who it's marketed to and everything else, I think it was just dandy.
Okay. And I agree.
Yeah, all right.
That's why I
thought it was good.
What it was.
Okay.
All right.
Stop belittling it.
Oh, right.
You know what? If we actually had children of our own in the house every day of our lives, all day and all night, every day, we'd be showing our kids tons of kids shows and movies. Maybe you would be more impressed by this.
Okay.
I don't know if that makes sense. I've watched many a kid show, especially being a teacher.
Right.
And I did have first and second graders for a while. I've seen lots of bad kids TV shows and movies. So maybe that's why I'm a little more impressed.
Okay.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
Maybe that makes no sense.
This podcast doesn't make any sense.
Seriously. Is this a horror podcast or what?
I don't know.
Okay, well.
Well.
We like to do things for kids every so often.
Yeah, since we don't have any kids, but many, many of our listeners do.
Well, and we do. Well, then I was going to say we do watch a lot of kids stuff. I mean, we're not above watching kids movies and stuff.
Right.
I don't know if that
I'm tired of this adulting stuff. That's what I'm tired of.
Well, a lot of adults in my life are like, oh my God, I can't take the kids to go see that movie. I can't watch another kids movie, or I hate kids movies, or can't get into it. Like, I understand that to a point, but there's certain ones that I don't know. I was a little excited about this Goosebumps 2 movie. I don't know why. I remember.
You haven't even seen the first one yet.
I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I saw the trailer for it and stuff and saw the gummy bears, and I just, I don't know.
All right.
It struck me as something that I wanted to see for Halloween.
Okay. That's true, too. It is Halloween.
Killer gummy bears? Come on. When candy attacks?
You having flashbacks of young Sherlock Holmes?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's the best.
All right.
If you haven't seen that one, now that is a great kids movie.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Of course, I saw that one in high school. It came out in the 80s when we were in high school. And I remember going and sitting there and watching it and just, oh, man, I loved every second of it. It was the best ever.
Indeed.
It still is.
Okay.
We're almost to the theater.
Almost to the theater, so I'm
Man,
gonna
this person's driving slow.
You turn off the recorder.
I will try. It's the square.
It's the square.
All right.
Starting to look like Halloween around here.
I don't think this place is giving out candy. Haunted Halloween.
Did you miss me?
You discovered a walking, talking dummy and you didn't tell me?
Okay, well, he seemed like a really nice guy at the start. They're moving. So tiny and cute, what can they possibly do? Sonny, they're just gummy bears.
Goosebumps 2.
Goosebumps 2.
Haunted Halloween.
Yeah, it had a subtitle.
What did you think?
I liked it a lot.
You liked it a lot.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's better than the first one.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
And we had a surprise in there because Jack Black appeared.
Well, did you spoil that for everybody? Should that just
Who's
be...
going to go see it?
Oh, you don't think anybody's going to go see it?
I don't know.
Okay, well...
Well, I don't know if it was a secret or not, or if I just missed that. Because they don't show him in the trailer, and his name isn't one of the top...
Right.
You know, when it says starring such and such and such and whoever else, I didn't see Jack Black's name anywhere in there.
Okay.
Well, now you're making me feel bad for saying that.
That's all right.
But I really enjoyed him being there. It was just a very small...
you could almost call it a cameo.
Almost. He was only,
Yeah, he wasn't integral.
only in there a few minutes.
Wasn't integral to the story.
No, they threw him in there, I think, just to tie it together a little bit. And, well, what did you think of that ending?
I thought it was great.
Cliffhanger, maybe?
I enjoyed it immensely. I was going to start out, or am saying at this time.
Yeah, we're starting at the the ending.
At the middle.
Sorry, we're starting at the ending. So, yeah, you go.
Here's the thing. I'm just going to say that this would be a new Halloween tradition. I almost feel like it's too late to tell people to go see this in the theater.
That's why I was wondering if this podcast should air before the altar. Or, excuse me, altar, not the altar. Just to, I don't know.
To encourage people to get out and support horror in the theater.
Maybe.
I don't know about all of that, but this is a fun one to see in the theater, and my thoughts is this would be a fun thing to do with the kids, with the family, maybe starting next year. If you were to do leading up to Halloween and stuff, right? Assuming there's going to be a third one or whatever,
you'd have to do a double feature.
You would absolutely do a double feature, and understand that it would improve as you went along. As much as you enjoyed the first one, I think you'll enjoy the second one.
Well, and the first one actually came out a few years ago.
Yeah, it's been a couple years actually.
So if they do a third one, it probably won't be for another couple of years or so.
But this absolutely would be a fun double feature for the family if you want to do those kind of things.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, and you go ahead.
I was going to say, story-wise, I almost want to quote Scream 2.
Okay.
For all the rules
the
rules of a sequel.
Paraphrase.
But they're all there. You know what I mean? Everything, a good sequel, an acceptable sequel.
Well, wait a minute, they're not all there.
Well, I mean,
this is a kids' movie.
That's not exactly what I meant. What I meant was they observed the things to make a good. They built on the first one. They referenced the first story.
Right.
They did all of those things right. And now that you've established a universe in the first film, you can build upon it and grow. And
definitely.
This one, as we just said earlier, first one didn't necessarily have a tight story. Mm-hmm. This one had more.
It was tight, but just really simplified.
Yeah. So this one,
because in this, I kept thinking, okay, what did Stine move and left the book behind? He forgot one, but it turns out it's a book that he'd almost forgotten about.
Right.
So this was supposed to be. This was based on Stine's very first book he wrote, Haunted Halloween, which in this movie, well, in this movie, it was never finished.
Yeah.
So that's the problem of the book.
Yeah.
Because, however it's written and however the ending is written, that's how it's going to end. Well, it was
unfinished.
It was open and chaotic, so.
Yes. I liked what you said. It was kind of like, because it is Haunted Halloween, it kind of was like after Cabin in the Woods.
Oh, well.
A little bit like
it
that.
Was, yeah.
In a kid-friendly, fun way.
Yeah. Well, and that's what was fun about the first one. Once all the monsters were released, it's just chaos, and monsters are all over, and you've got every kind imaginable. So, yeah, that was totally Cabin in the Woods there.
So, same thing with this. You've got
and this one was even better.
Even better.
Yes, because this one, the first movie, it wasn't Halloween time or anything else.
Right.
It was just any random day. School was just starting. I guess it was in the fall, but it wasn't Halloween themed.
Right.
This one was totally Halloween themed, which made it so much more fun.
Added in a whole other
I want to
level
live
to
in
it.
that neighborhood. I want to live in that neighborhood where everybody's that into Halloween.
Yes.
Because not only were the monsters brought back from out of the book,
right.
we had everybody's Halloween decorations coming to life.
Right.
So that was awesome, and thus the gummy bears. Because not just the decorations, the candy, the trick-or-treat bags, whatever.
Yeah.
If anything that was Halloween related, it was alive.
Yeah. Just even the things off the shelf in a store. So if you haven't seen that, just imagine what that would be like if all, and I mean all, even some of the more unique items that arguably seem slapped together. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Look, you could see the Hollywood sign again. See it?
Yes, I can.
Over that tree there in the middle?
Oh, yes, that's it. Yep. I can see Hollywood from here. Amazing.
Yeah. One of the last times we came down off the hill, we saw that.
Yeah.
It's been clear.
I think that was with the nun.
Well, we don't get clouds or rain or fog or anything else here, so.
Yeah. Anyhow. So, absolutely a high recommend.
Yeah.
If you're not a completionist, you could just drop right in and see this one and enjoy it.
I think so.
Yeah.
It kind of makes the other one, I don't want to say seem a little boring. Not boring, but this one was just so much more.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the acting?
Acting was...
Is it hard?
The pregnant pauses, I want to say, is better in this one, but...
Okay. Is it hard to judge acting in kids' movies?
Absolutely.
Okay, I think we kind of established that on the way up the hill when we were going to the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's, it's not Shakespeare or anything.
I've talked about it before that people have, or that certain movies feel like they're acted for the small screen.
Right.
You can get away with acting on soap operas and TV shows that isn't necessarily movie quality acting.
Are you bad-mouthing soap stars? Just
not
kidding.
necessarily, but
Look how many of them have gone into movies.
Sure, and I think you know what I mean.
It's a good starting point, and kid movies, for a lot of people, are a good starting point.
But I mean, there's a certain style of acting.
You said it. It's a style.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so...
And who did we see there?
I don't know. Who did we see?
We saw Ben.
Oh, yes. He's not actually Ben, but yes.
No, he isn't.
From the new It movie.
Yes.
Yes. Going back to what I was starting to say, though, big gestures, you can't do big gestures. You can do big gestures in movies.
Yeah.
But you can't do them on TV because you're in a confined area.
Right.
Does that make sense? I think
I've heard directors talk about that before.
Yeah.
It's a totally different kind of thing.
Yeah. So some of these things felt like they were for the small screen, like at Disney, whatever.
Okay.
But like you said, it's a kids movie.
It's just, like you said, it's a style.
It's a style.
It just has the look and feel because that's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not a complaint.
I think it was perfect.
Enjoyed it immensely.
Yes.
Enjoyed it even more. Though I'm glad we saw the other one first, and this one's even better.
Too.
And now, like I said, I'm looking forward to
the third one.
Hoping they do a third one now. Yeah. So
well, and I hope they do bring Jack Black back for more. I would have liked to have him more. I think.
Okay.
Because he's a funny character in real life and in movies.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a funny character in the movie as Stine.
Yes.
He came up with the idea for it first. Or some of the... In the first movie, he made some references to having some bitter feelings towards Stephen King. And in this one, that joke continued.
Yes, that seems to be a running gag now through these.
Yeah, so I would like to see more of him, and I would like to see a third one made. And I heard this one's doing really well in the theater.
I certainly hope so, though. I'm not sure if we had anybody else. We may have had the entire theater to ourselves.
We did. I think.
Yeah, there may have been somebody in the back or the theater's haunted. I'm not sure.
Someone was just back there for a little while, I think.
Okay, maybe they snuck in from another movie.
It was Slappy.
Hey, yikes.
Did you check the back seat?
I didn't. No, I'm not scared of a dummy.
Not even a magical one?
Yeah.
That's the problem with Slappy.
Slappy can be reasoned with, though. Up to a point.
Yeah.
Provided you give him what he wants. He'll help you out.
You know what? With Slappy, I think distance. I think you could get away from him. I think you could leave town.
Because he had those little legs, right?
Well, no. But,
okay.
I mean, he's not such a supernatural creature. It's just whatever's. If he's around if you're in the vicinity.
Yeah.
But yeah, at least I feel like I could pack up and leave town and get away from him. But Otherwise, he is a magical creature, and we did find out something about him in this movie.
Yeah.
So we'll keep that a secret.
Yes. Give them a reason to go see. Anyhow, tons
well,
of fun.
that's going to be the reason.
Yeah.
Gotta go see what Slappy's secret is.
Yeah, because they told us there might be something. Yeah, I don't know. But it's our recommendation is, yes, it's a fun movie.
Yeah.
Well worth taking the kids to. Well worth you enjoying yourself.
Yes.
That's
and I love the gummy bears. And the squeaky rats. I love the squeaky rats. And there was a lot of things.
Yes, visually there was quite a bit to delight in while watching this. Yeah.
Just right from the beginning, like I said, since it was Halloween and you're introduced to the neighborhood and everything.
Yeah.
It was all Halloween decorations, so you can't go wrong with that. That's what the first one was missing, maybe.
Yeah.
It took a while for you to start seeing fantastical things and fun, scary things. This one, you get it right from the beginning because it's Halloween. Everyone's carving their jack-o'-lanterns. Their crazy next-door neighbor has his whole yard all decked out.
Right.
He was a great addition, too, to this. Actor, I'm going to say his last name wrong, comedian Ken Jeong.
Yeah.
He was hilarious in there. A man who apparently lives by himself and doesn't have children, but is just way into holidays.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounded a little bit like us. It gave me somebody to identify with.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's for the kids.
For the kids.
But yeah.
Does he have kids? No, he doesn't have kids.
No, he doesn't have kids. Yeah, he had the full mummies out in the front yard and the giant spider. And what'd you think of that spider?
Oh my gosh, that was a lot of fun.
I love spiders. I love balloons.
What could be better?
Yeah.
A giant balloon spider.
Yeah, there was some good stuff in there.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'm going to call him Regal William. Makes him almost sound like a prince or whatever. I had mentioned some time ago that we gave out one of our cards, in the theater to somebody that worked there.
Regal William.
William, since he works at Regal.
Okay. His Royal Highness. Regal William.
Somebody that I spoke to before going into the movie, turns out that we talked on the way up to the movie about this, the fact that, for some kids, they grew up with this.
Yeah.
Not that he's a kid, but,
Yeah.
Anyhow, people...
He's a bit younger than we are.
Yeah, a bit.
It's never too late to start reading them.
That's true.
I told you, I'm going to look for that poodle one.
I've actually thought about that. After watching this one, I actually thought, you know what? I might want to pick one of those up just to see.
Yeah.
I realize it's a junior book.
They'd be a quick, fun read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, I think we probably killed this, or we probably should kill it.
Probably.
Any last thoughts regarding Goosebumps?
I don't think so.
Just enjoy.
They're a lot of fun, and check them out. And if you only want to sit through one, try to check out the second one.
There you go.
You can always go back.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to add after talking about Goosebumps on the way there and back?
So. I don't think so.
All right.
I don't think I have anything new to add.
Okay, well then...
I still liked them fine and thought the second one was definitely a lot more exciting and entertaining.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing new. No opinions have changed. What about you?
Nothing else to challenge. Nope, I stand by everything I said.
Okay.
What did I say?
I don't know. You have to go back and listen.
So, garbage in, garbage out it is.
I still think we need a garbage truck, lifting the can and dumping it into the... That'd be a good sound effect.
Okay. So, for Garbage In, Garbage Out, we finished the Maze Runner trilogy.
Yes, we did.
The Death Cure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like this one. I like this one a lot.
Too.
I like this better than the other two.
Yes.
The other two
definitely
set it up, and it had a strong finish, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
And definitely in the order of, I mean, that one was, I think, by far the best, and then the first one was second, and then the second one was third. Wait, what?
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah, the middle one, the movie, the number 2 movie, was okay, but I didn't enjoy it as much as 1 or 3.
The Scorch Trials? You didn't like the Scorch Trials?
It was okay. It was very lackluster, so I wasn't super excited, actually, to see the third one.
Right.
Unfortunately. Right. But it had a lot of action, and I think 3 times in the movie, I distinctly recall saying, I didn't see that coming. So I appreciated that very much.
I was going to say, that was good after you just expressing how that there's not much in movies that surprise us anymore. That was it. Well, it was definitely the strongest entry. It almost felt like there was a couple of different genres represented there in the movie.
Okay.
The beginnings felt like a little like a Mad Max type thing going on there, and then well, anyhow, but it was a strong finish. So
it's post-apocalyptic,
right.
But super futuristic,
right.
So
okay,
it's not like 1970s apocalypse, like Mad Max or anything,
right. We started a new series, Under the Dome. We didn't watch that when it came on.
Right.
So I guess there were 3 seasons of it. I've read or listened to the book.
Yeah.
And so I think, I'm not sure how I'm going to enjoy it, because I remember being I don't want to say being disappointed with the book.
You can't disconnect from the book and just watch it?
I'm going to have to.
So you haven't yet? We've watched 3 episodes already.
Yeah, but no, I haven't disconnected from it.
It's really super well done. It has strong characters, very different characters. The effects are really super well done.
Yeah, it's shot.
It's all polished and nice, like a movie.
Okay.
But you're crying about not liking the book, so I don't know if I can enjoy this or not.
I'm not that guy. I'm just saying that.
Are you sure?
I might be that guy. Okay, I am that guy.
You normally aren't. That's why but this is for some reason you're having an issue with.
Well, because the ending of the book was I don't want to say it was such a letdown, but, well, it goes back to being surprised. And I wasn't surprised by the ending of this. Right. So I'm waiting to see how they work that into the TV show. If they do, maybe they won't. Maybe it doesn't matter. Maybe I'm wasting my breath.
Maybe.
You know what I love?
What?
Friday the 13th.
I know you do.
So we're back to finishing off our series. Did you give me that at Christmas, or you got me that for my birthday?
You better specify what you're talking about.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Friday the 13th, the series. The TV
series. Yes.
Yeah.
The wonderfully Canadian I'm sorry, feels like 80s.
1990.
I know.
Okay.
They were a little behind in there. Yeah.
So having said that,
there's a lot to love about it.
Okay, good. Because initially when we started, I didn't think you were really, you didn't really like it that much to start with.
It was fine, but it wasn't like,
Yeah.
It's one of those things where it kind of grows on you.
Okay, well, you said that before.
Like
you
mold.
Said it was like checking in with our friends and to see how they're doing.
Yeah, you get to know them little by little, and
I don't think they do that with TV series and stuff anymore these days.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I don't know. I don't know.
Well, we always find something to talk about during every episode, that's for sure.
Sometimes it's completely ridiculous and over the top, and sometimes it's edited badly. Sometimes they deliver really bad lines. Sometimes there's a little bit of melodrama going on, but I don't know.
Okay, well,
that's its charm, I guess.
I think
all
so
those
too.
Quirky things that can be seen as negative.
Yeah. So we Actually, we were back into season 2 of it, not season 3. Season 2, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
No, we've got a lot more to go.
Yay, I'm excited.
Yeah.
But we should probably do our Crawling Chaos.
Okay.
Well, sorry about that. I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay. This is dumb now. Okay, well, this
Not
is
just now dumb.
This is something kind of that we talked about before on the podcast, but not really, because this is a current event.
Oh.
Do you remember?
We try to avoid current events, don't we? This is supposed to be your horror safe space.
It depends. Yes.
Anyhow.
Oh, I didn't say it was political or anything.
Social commentary. Anyhow, tell me.
Yeah, you know me better than that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, you'll see why I said we've talked about this before.
Okay.
So I saw a news article on one of the websites that I follow.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not fake news. Is it a little bit conspiracy theory-like sometimes? Okay, yeah, maybe. That's okay, though.
News.
Well, anyway, researchers excavating an ancient cemetery in Italy discovered the remains of a 10-year-old child who had received a vampire burial.
Really?
Yeah, this was just about a week ago.
Oh, just in time for Halloween.
That's why I thought this would be a good one.
Okay.
The skeleton, which had a rock wedged in its mouth, was reportedly found at a site in the town of Lugnano, where babies and toddlers were laid to rest following an outbreak of malaria during the 5th century. And I know I did not pronounce that town at all. I am so sorry to anybody who lives there or knows anyone anywhere near there. So, yeah, I thought that was interesting to have a picture and everything.
Oh, well, we'll have to get that for the artwork.
Yes, I have a link.
And
it says, although a number of the bodies previously unearthed at this cemetery had odd occult items buried with them, like raven talons, toad bones, things like that, this particular find was surprising and somewhat unnerving to the scientists. They said things like, I've never seen anything like it. And it's extremely eerie and weird. Does that sound like a scientist?
I don't know, because all those scientists sound the same. You didn't even change your voice up.
Oh, it's extremely eerie and weird. I've never seen anything like it. Is that better?
You're extremely weird.
Oh my God, there's something crawling up the wall.
It would be a spider.
It's a spider. Okay, this is a good Halloween crawling chaos.
It is.
Should I do more voices?
Yes.
It just says, in announcing the discovery, the research team speculated that the vampire burial was conducted as a way of ensuring that the child did not rise from the grave and in turn afflict more people with malaria. Because it was this whole area, like it said, was full of babies and toddlers.
Right.
Because it was malaria and hundreds died.
Right.
But this was the only one that was given this treatment.
Huh.
So that's why they're like,
You know what else they did to avoid having vampires come back?
Well,
aside from chopping their head off?
This is where I was going to say we reviewed a movie a couple years ago, probably.
Yeah.
That was... Do you remember which one it was?
I don't.
Where there was the scene where they were in the cemetery and they were doing a burial. And remember the horse wouldn't go anywhere near the...
Right.
The plot. It was a vampire-ish movie and it was in old Europe somewhere. I can't remember. What was the movie? Because we talked all about vampire burials anyway.
Oh, okay.
When we reviewed that movie.
So then we won't go over that again.
Because it was, there was all of the local, people who'd lived there for thousands of years were doing this ritual and...
Right. Oh, geez, I can almost see it now.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I can't think of it.
You're thinking about that trip we're going on.
No, I'm really not.
Okay.
Now I am, though.
All right. Anyhow, I think... was there anything else you had to add about that?
I don't think so.
All right, well, we'll
It
just try to
says
find
it's-
that picture and see if we can include
It
that
just
in
says
our
it's
work.
not the first of its kind, as a handful of other ancient vampire burials have been discovered in parts of Poland and Italy in recent years.
Okay.
So they're finding more and more of them. Vampire
Gotcha.
Child.
All right. Well,
You said, do you know what else they do to ensure
I was
aside
just
from
gonna say
chopping
they-
off their head?
Well, I was just going to say that they bury them face down.
Yeah.
So when the vampire tried to dig his way out of the coffin,
And
that
they
he would dig down.
remove the head, right, and
They
put it
would
between the feet?
Yeah, they would do that too. But something else they would do.
Had
would
you ever
trim
heard
them
of
over.
this before?
I had not heard of
Jamming
putting
a giant rock in
their
the mouth?
No.
Yeah. Are they sure that it's a vampire burial?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, could it have been a werewolf or something else?
Yeah, I mean, it could have been anything, right?
Could have been, but who knows?
Something to research. I'm going to research that.
Okay. On that note, I think we killed it.
I think we did.
As always, you can get in contact with us by emailing me directly at madsaxon, MADSAXXON @yahoo.com, or look us up on Facebook, VICISINTERIMO.
Join our group.
Join the group.
You
yes,
can
group.
like our Facebook page, but join our group also.
Because that's where you're going to keep all the good stuff from now on. Okay.
Anything I find, anytime I find something, there we go, that's fun or different or, horror related or artwork or anything, I always post it in the group.
Okay.
I must say I don't ever post anything on the fan page. But that one seems to be where the business is mostly.
Well, that's where I post things.
That's where you'll find, you'll find the podcasts posted on both. Right. But yeah.
You can find us on Twitter and, like I said, YouTube and any number of places.
Alrighty then.
Yeah. But at any rate, thanks for listening.
What?
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. You just shut me down.
Oh, did you have more to say? You seem really fascinated by that spider.
I'm trying to find the spider. It's behind the mirror. It went behind the mirror and it never came out.
That sounds like we have a creepy house we live in.
Yeah. Sometimes. Well, spiders are always welcome to live here.